With Gavin Newsom obviously gearing up for an embarrassing presidential run, the governor's seat in California is wide open. And the leading candidate, an insufferable person named Katie Porter, goes on CBS and has a humiliating meltdown and rage quits the interview. She attacks the host for not accepting her intelligence-insulting word salad answers and asking too many follow-up questions, and refusing to give her a pat-on-the-head pedantic softball interview. Make sure you watch the video till the end because Katie Porter's public humiliation was so bad that even The View called her insane. As always, like the video and subscribe to the channel. We are on the road to 500,000 subscribers, but let's start by giving you a little taste of Katie Porter.
And the state could lose. Get out of my fucking shot.
I wanted to tell you that that's actually incorrect. It's not that it's electric vehicles. It's that if we don't meet the commitments under the Paris Climate Accord.
Okay, it does. Okay, you also were in my shot before that. Stay out of my shot. Okay, I'm going to start again with electric vehicles saving us money. Perfect.
So that was Katie Porter crashing out and cussing out one of her staffers who was trying to correct something that she said and save Katie Porter from looking like an idiot who doesn't know what she's talking about. But instead of appreciating the shocking reality that there's actually a person on this planet who cares about her, she berates her for being in her camera shot because she's an egotistical megalomaniac. Katie Porter is rude, obnoxious, and entitled, and honestly gives Jasmine Crockett a run for her money for the most unpleasant person the Democrats have to offer. And you'll see exactly that in the CBS interview I'll show you next, where she rage quits. But what's even worse is I have a clip that I'll show you later in this video from an interview that she did yesterday, after all these leaked videos came out that exposed her awful behavior, where she admits that there are more videos floating around there that show her exhibiting the same kind of narcissistic behavior that will probably get leaked. But here is her meltdown from the CBS interview, and I'm just gonna let this one play so you guys can see the whole thing.
What do you say to the 40% of California voters who you'll need in order to win, who voted for Trump?
How would I need them in order to win, ma'am?
Well, unless you think you're going to get 60% of the vote. You think you'll get 60%. Everybody who did not vote for Trump will vote for you. That's what you're saying.
In a general election, yes. If it is me versus a Republican, I think that I will win the people who did not vote for Trump.
What if it's you versus another Democrat?
I don't intend that to be the case.
So how do you not intend that to be the case? Are you going to ask them not to run?
No, I'm saying I'm going to build the support. I have the support already in terms of name recognition. And so I'm going to do the very best I can to make sure that we get through this primary in a really strong position. But let me be clear with you. I represented Orange County. I represented a purple area. I have stood on my own 2 feet and won Republican votes before. That's not something every candidate in this race can say. If you're from a deep blue area, if you're from LA or you're from Oakland, you don't have an experience.
But you just said you don't need those Trump voters.
Well, you asked me if I needed them to win.
So you don't think
I feel like this is unnecessarily argumentative. What is your question?
The question is the same thing I asked everybody, that this is being called the empowering voters to stop Trump's power grab. Every other candidate has answered this question. This is not
correct. And I said I support it.
So, and the question is, what do you say to the 40% of voters who voted for Trump?
Oh, I'm happy to say that. It's the do you need them to win part that I don't understand. I'm happy to answer the question as you have it written, and I'll answer it.
And we've also asked the other candidates, do you think you need any of those 40% of California voters to win? And you're saying, no, you don't.
No, I'm saying I'm going to try to win every vote I can. And what I'm saying to you is that...
Well, to those voters, okay, so you...
I don't want to keep doing this. I'm going to call it. Okay. Thank you.
You're not going to do the interview with us?
Nope, not like this. I'm not. Not with 7 follow-ups to every single question you ask.
Every other candidate has answered.
I don't care. I don't care. I want to have a pleasant, positive conversation in which you ask me about every issue on this list. And if every question you're going to make up a follow-up question, then we're never going to get there.
Ms.
And
Porter,
we're just going to circle around.
I am an investigative
I have never
reporter.
had to do this before, ever.
You've never had to have a conversation with
to end
a
an
reporter?
interview.
Okay, but every other candidate has done this.
What part of, I'm me, I'm running for governor because I'm a leader. So I am going to make...
So you're not going to answer questions?
So, there. You have it. That's Katie Porter. Kudos to California for the unique talent of being able to pick the worst people consistently to lead your state. The Democrat philosophy, perfectly explained by Katie Porter, is Republicans can be ignored, disregarded, and spit on, and Democrats can just cram through their woke ideology. That's why I'm so glad that the Supreme Court is disemboweling the Democrat Party, and they'll finally have to disregard their elitist, arrogant attitude unless they want to enjoy being a permanent minority party with no influence. The audacity of this woman to instruct the reporter on how many follow-up questions she's allowed while simultaneously not providing an answer is peak entitlement. It's a repulsive hangover from the Biden years where Democrats could literally assert any claim they wanted to and call you a bigot if you questioned it or asked for more explanation. But surprisingly, and I'll admit I am surprised, the voters of California were pretty turned off by Katie Porter's repulsive behavior. Since those videos came out, she has gone from the front runner in the California gubernatorial race to the very bottom of the pack. Take a look.
I think that Katie Porter's making history because she has potentially annihilated her chances to be the next governor of California more so than any other candidate I've ever seen so quickly. My goodness gracious, what are we talking about right here? Well, let's take a look. Chance to be the next California governor. According to the Kalshi prediction market, Katie Porter's chances have fallen through the floor. Just 2 days ago, she was the plurality leader in the prediction markets at 40%. Now, get this, her chance has fallen by more than half to just 16%. My goodness gracious. Meanwhile, Alex Padilla, who's not even running for governor of California at this point, he's a sitting senator from that state, his chances have gone up through the roof from 10% all the way to 27%, nearly gone up threefold. Now, one of the big reasons why the prediction markets have moved so much on Katie Porter's chances to be the next governor of California is because people are really interested in this story. Take a look here. Google searches for Katie Porter at an all-time high, despite Katie Porter having a long political career. Get this, up over 10,000% versus just a week ago. And not so surprisingly, the top topic searched alongside Katie Porter at this point, interview. It turns out maybe you shouldn't snap at a local political reporter.
So not only did she humiliate herself for the entire world to see, but she also shot herself in the foot and lost all chance at being governor. In a way, it reveals the deranged and psychotic worldview of Democrats that the Attorney General in Virginia, wishing death on his political opponents and their children, saying he hopes that the babies die in their parents' arms, wasn't disqualifying in the minds of the voters. But Katie Porter being mean to her staff and being a brat during an interview were. But for all the wrong reasons, Katie Porter has instantly gone from a no-name to a viral overweight crybaby. And she made it to the table on The View. Let's hear what they have to say.
I've had a bad day where I'm like, F-D, but when you're yelling at people, which the examples, Bill Riley, Laura Ingraham, Katie Porter, you are telling me a little more something. And I'm not saying it's unforgivable, but I do think that you are running for the fourth largest economy in the world as governor of California. You are going to be the figurehead of the liberal-leaning left in California. You will be under direct attack at all times.
Hill, they used to do this annual list where they'd interview congressional staff anonymously, and it was kind of their way to talk about if they had toxic bosses. And she would always rank very high on the list of bosses who treated staff terribly. She had super high staff turnover. And to me, that matters. How you treat people who are working around the clock for low pay for you says a lot about you. We've all had bad days. People can find me being rude. But also, that was a journalist asking totally fair questions, doing her job. If you can't answer those questions, you shouldn't be governor.
The View criticizing a Democrat woman? If we use their same logic for why we criticized Kamala Harris, they're all a bunch of self-hating misogynists. But again, it exposes the radical mindset of the left. If you cuss at your staffer, deplorable, despicable. If you wish death on Republicans and their children, commendable, honorable, applaudable. The DEIification of the Democrat Party has churned out their infamous roster of lukewarm, incompetent candidates. And they have no strong, effective, authentic leaders worth a damn because their absolute worship of identity politics and victimhood hierarchy has propelled every candidate who should otherwise be at the bottom to the very tippity top of the Democrat Party. But the last thing I'm going to show you is Katie Porter doing an second interview yesterday, where she admits that there are likely going to be more videos that surface of her being a bitch to her staff.
Should California voters feel confident that there aren't any more Katie Porter videos out there?
Well, what I know is that I could have done better in those moments. I'm going to be focused on earning their votes and earning their trust. That's true in every election. I've only ever had tough elections. So I'm absolutely aware that I'm going to have to continue to show them. I'm going to have to answer every question. I'm glad I got to continue that interview and finish that interview and answer all her questions. And that's what I'm going to continue to do, to show Californians not only that I understand their problems, but that I have the will and the strength of character to actually get something done about them.
But not just the CBS interview, the interview with the staffer. Can voters be confident that there won't be another one of those videos that's going to come to light?
What I do know is that I could have done better in that situation.
But that's not a no. So is there potentially another video that we're going to see?
Nikki, I'm going to be honest with you. I know that video, and that video was several years ago, as you know, and I apologize to the staffer. That's super important to me, and will continue to try to hold myself to do better. That's what I can promise.
But not that there's not going to be any more videos, because that's what people are wondering. Are we going to see something else like that?
I can tell you what I've told you, which is that I am taking responsibility for this situation, and I'm also not going to back down for fighting back for California, from being tough. I don't think this is a moment where the same old is going to cut it.
Just the typical California Democrat word salad. It's not enough that Kamala Harris is out of our lives for good, because her spirit, her ethos remains in the Katie Porters, the Gavin Newsoms, the Hakeem Jeffries. They have a firm, unwavering commitment to being untruthful and dishonest. And that's what perplexes me about Democrats. How could you have more respect for somebody like that, who refuses to be honest with you, who lies to your face every chance they get, and insults your intelligence, versus Donald Trump, who's honest and open and will tell you what he's thinking? Sure, you might not like what he says, but you should respect that he's being honest with you. The Democrats accept it so they can play along and pretend that they're such upstanding people because, look, their politicians are so polished and never say anything bad or mean. It's like we're witnessing the crash and burn of the Democrat Party in real time. And part of me wants to celebrate. Like, yes, please keep these people as far away from government as possible forever. But part of me is worried, because when you back a wild animal into a corner and they know their survival is on the line, they lash out and become more aggressive. And the Democrats, watching their very extinction occur before their eyes, might just cause them to become more violent, more radical, more militant, and more revolutionary. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments section below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on those notification bells so you never miss a video. And I will see you guys in the next one.